Joe.
Hey, Joe.
So Ken was speaking from the book Values and Leadership, which is of the Leadership Excellence series. And Ken asked me to look for continuity, does it make sense, and was his speech reasonably motivational? And I can answer all three of those. I found the continuity very good. I found that his speech did make sense. It evinced the need for leadership in Toastmasters. And I also found it reasonably motivating. And I will just go through some of my notes that I came up with to explain why I feel these ways. Right off the bat, Ken expressed to us that he was starting this on a serious note. He said, and Ken, you expressed to us that you were doing this on a serious note, and you said, I'm going to be talking about leadership. And I thought that kind of let us know right off the bat that this was not going to be one of Ken's fun, you know, ding, 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 ding type speeches. One of the most positive things that I found about this speech was that Ken was set up and ready to go. He asked for a minute to get to set up, but he started the speech, he came up, and he was pretty much set up and ready to go. I thought that was really, that just showed professionalism, that showed leadership right off the bat. I felt that you used the slides very well, and your use of audience participation I thought was excellent. I really enjoyed that. I wish that I hadn't been your evaluator and that I could have participated. I enjoyed that. A couple of things that I felt were for improvement. Between the flipping of the papers and the use of, you know, going back and forth to use the computer, I personally found it a little distracting. I think that had you maybe asked somebody either A, to do that for you, use, you know, the clicking ahead of the computer, or had a clicker, could have been made it a little smoother. The other thing that I don't think is a big deal, but it was something that you may want to consider for the future, is when you were done over here, you carried the marker with you, and then you fidgeted with it for almost the rest of your speech. I figure that's something you might want to know for the future. I found you were teaching rather than preaching, and that I really appreciated. I love that. And then you used a term that I thought was wonderful. You said, inconsistency is like shooting yourself in the foot. I loved it. I thought that was very thought-provoking. And to close, you said, you know, your sheet said the challenge. I found it to be a call to action. You challenged us in our leadership values and reminded us that success awaits us all. I thought that was a great way to close your speech, and it ended on a real high note. Miss Jenny, value.